Hey everyone! Welcome back to Inside the Cage, where we bring you the latest and exciting updates of UFC. First, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Jake Paul's confident prediction over Fury versus Ngannou. Do you know how Jake Paul's been keeping the boxing world buzzing? Well, right now he's got his eyes on a different kind of action. He's waiting for his next big challenge with none other than Francis Ngannou. And guess what? These two champions are signed with PFL yet. Cool. However, Jake's still riding that wave from his unanimous decision win over Nate Diaz in his last boxing match. So, for now, he's content to sit back and soak up the excitement while Ngannou and Fury slug it out. Recently, Jake's been chatting with TNT Sports, and he's taken a break from his usual trash talk for Ngannou. I'm just excited for Francis to be getting his opportunity and to be showing other fighters, particularly from the UFC, that they can break out of there and make their lane. He's finally getting the pay he deserves, but it's going to be a tough challenge. While analyzing the matchup, Jake Paul also pointed out how Ngannou's scary knockout power could put Fury in trouble, though the boxer is also more than used to dealing with such power punchers. All in all, the 26-year-old just hopes for a good, exciting battle between the pair of heavyweights. I've fought all of these MMA fighters, and none of them have been able to do anything against me. Tyson is going to bring the smoke, but Francis has that one-punch knockout power, so we'll see if he can land on Tyson. It's going to be a good fight, and I'm excited for it. Now, if we talk about Jake Paul, who has been making high waves in the world of boxing, even though he hasn't technically beaten a full-on boxer yet, but his record's got some pretty impressive names on it already. Man, it's like the fight world is keeping his fans on their toes. Dana White got relief as suspect in attempted home break-in is caught. Recently, Dana White posted a picture on Instagram that showed his home security system. And what did he show in the picture? That it was Monday morning in which a guy who looks like he is trying to break into Dana White's house. I mean, Dana White's a big name in the UFC, and you'd think his house would be pretty secure, right? And you know how it goes with social media, it's making the rounds. Later on, another video showed the suspect covering the camera after so many failed attempts to enter the house. After that, he announced, "Thanks to law enforcement in the Levant. Appreciate you guys. They got him," he wrote in his stories. "Thanks to everyone who called and helped." Meanwhile, the Penobscot Sheriff's Office confirmed to TMZ about the arrest of the suspect and confirmed everyone's safety. It is noted that Dana White jumped into the realm of UFC in 2001, and still he worked well. In 2021, he came out with the belief that sports fans aren't looking for a mix of political opinions in their sporting events. They don't want to hear that, he told Sean Hannity on Fox News. They don't want to hear what your opinions are or who you're voting for, what you're doing. They want to get away from everything in their life, and they want to focus on 2, 3, 4 hours, however long the sport is when you turned it on. It is cool to see how he's been guiding the UFC throughout his career. Undoubtedly, the world of sports and opinions can get pretty intertwined, but he's got his take on it. Ronda Rousey, eyeing UFC 300 comeback fight. There has been some buzz going around about Ronda Rousey in the world of combat sports. Ronda Rousey is agreeing to come back to the UFC. She possibly thinking about making a UFC. At the time, her journey with WWE ended after her loss to Shayna Baszler in an MMA rules match at WWE's SummerSlam 2023 pay-per-view event. However, it's been a while since Rousey stepped into the MMA arena, her last fight being that loss to Amanda Nunes back at UFC 207 in December 2016. According to the Daily Mail, someone close to Rousey spilled the beans about her plans for an upcoming fight. It also mentioned that she's sort of looking to ease off her WWE commitments. They said she's shifting her focus back to MMA and has her eyes set on UFC 300, which is supposedly happening sometime next year. However, when Sports Illustrated had a chat with UFC President Dana White, he put a lid on any speculation. He pretty much ruled out the chance of Rousey making a UFC return. He said there's no shot. She's accomplished everything she set out to do. Her dream was to win a UFC championship, then win a WE championship, and she's done it. Now she's starting a family. Ronda has made so much money, and she's still making a lot of money in sponsorships. So yeah, it's like a game of he said, she said, with Rousey's intentions and White's verdict on the matter. Now let's see how this all plays out. Guys, if you're enjoying the video, we'd love your support. Just hit that subscribe button to motivate us to bring you more exciting content. Israel Adesanya looks forward to revealing Sean Strickland's true colors. Here, Israel Adesanya is pretty pumped about going up against Sean Strickland. Back in the days of April, Adesanya's been laying low since his rematch with Alex Pereira. After that knockout, he came back and got his revenge. Now, after a few months, he's gearing up to face Sean Strickland. But things are getting personal between these two before their middleweight title showdown. In a recent interview, Adesanya didn't hold back. He took a swipe at Strickland for making comments about him painting his nails and other stuff. And you won't believe it. Adesanya's planning to step into the ring with painted nails for their September fight. Talk about style and mind games. He's an idiot, Israel Adesanya stated regarding his fight with Sean Strickland. I'm not going to lose to an idiot. He says he's not going to lose to a guy who jerks off to cartoons or paints his nails. Well, I'm going to paint my nails for that fight, and I'm going to knock him out with my painted nails. I don't listen to people telling me I should win. That's how. I only listen to me and my team, and this guy, he's already pissed me off with his energy. The way he comes across and the way he tries to antagonize me. He continued, I don't like the way he conducts himself. Even his sparring footage will pop up in my feed sometimes, and I'm just like, what the F? Who does that? He's a gym hero. He's just an idiot, and he's not the kind of person I associate myself with, and also he's Fugazi. All in all, Adesanya has some serious confidence that makes this fight interesting. You know, he is aiming for a knockout win with his painted nails and all. So, my fight friends, this fight's not just about the punches and kicks. The banter's heating up too. Machado Garry faces potential trouble in next fight. In recent developments, Garry hit the point where his fights became more headache than excitement. Undoubtedly, he is a young fighter who made a splash in the welterweight rankings, especially with that solid decision win over Neil Magny, who's known for being a tough gatekeeper to the elite. So now, the big question is, who's brave enough to be his next potential stepping stone? Maybe it is Kevin Trailblazer Holland, the welterweight fan favorite. This guy used to be a middleweight, but he's got the kind of build that could match up well with Garry from a distance, and he's tough as nails with a talent for finishing fights. They have a blueprint for guys like that, and I don't think I fit the blueprint, he added. I don't think I fit the bill when it comes to what Garry has planned, and, you know, props to the guy. Nothing but respect. Eventually, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson may be setting a fit with Garry. Lately, Thompson's been facing a bit of a rough patch, whereas Dana White and his crew weren't too thrilled about Thompson's call. I've been fighting backwards since Tyron Woodley, apart from Gilbert Burns, to be honest with you, Thompson said in a recent video posted to his YouTube channel. I've been fighting back. I've been fighting those 13s. The Jeff Neals, the Vicente Lukes, the Belal Muhammads. I tried to get that fight with Michel Pereira, who I think was 15 or 13. I don't remember. But giving these guys a shot. I want to show the UFC, and not just the UFC, but the fans, that I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not a gatekeeper. I've got a small window to kind of do what I want to do with the fight game. I'm 40 years old, and when I see a chance to go for another title shot before it's over when Kamaru Usman calls me out, I'm like, dude, no brainer, no brainer. So if the UFC's still sticking to their Irish strategy, it seems like they're on the hunt for a worthy opponent to face the Killcliff FC fighter at UFC 295, scheduled for November 11th. Let's see what UFC unfolds for the fans out there. All right, guys, that's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you at the next one. Until then, goodbye.